What's going on? Forget the intro. Let's just make it simple. Is Nicki Minaj wrong for crossing the lane, crossing the aisle, going over to the conservative side? Is there more to it of why she's doing it, or is it simply just because she relates to the morals and the values of that side now as she gotten older in time? And many people have gone through that. We're going to touch base about that a little bit later. Check it out.
Silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen. If as black women we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. Why do you need to put a wig on to try to look like a white woman?
Why do white women need to put extensions in? Why do they need to curl their hair? Why do they need to tan? Why do they need to get BBLs? Why do they got to do all this?
Well, black women are the most ones who get BBLs. It's not even mostly white women.
Have you seen Kylie Jenner?
Okay, she's one person, but I'm saying majority of people who get BBLs are black women. They're not even white women.
Okay.
So how is a white woman trying to be black by getting a BBL if a...
Because the shape comes from black people. Have you not seen the black zoos where they put women in the cages and they examine their bodies in the early 1900s?
I've seen that.
Yeah, so look at your fit right now. You look goofy as fuck. I don't know what type of time you're on talking about black women and their wigs and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You can get all the campus, for real.
Huh? Boys, be boys. Amen. Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that? Amen. How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Few moments later.
Minaj, a woman who has literally been a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Welcome to the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Is now on a MAGA stage with Erika Kirk saying things like,
boys, be boys. Amen. Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that?
And MAGA is cheering. Cheering! This is the same movement that says drag is dangerous, that gender nonconformity is ruining society, that queerness is a threat to children, that pop culture is moral decay. But the moment a celebrity agrees with them, it's like, oh, no, not that part of her resume. Are you trying to prove you're hypocritical? Because at this point, it feels like performance art.
1,000 lashes and your melanin has been snatched. You have now been completely dismissed from the African race. We hope Caucasian nation will accept you as one of their own because your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched.
I'm out. I'm done. That was it. Sorry, I'm going. That's it. The last dance. That was the last candle on the cake for me. Sorry, Barbs. Sorry, Nick. Don't call me, don't text me. It is what it is. Sometimes how y'all move around out there does have an effect on how I view you, and this was one of them things. I'd be a fool to think that you didn't consider that before you did it.
I'm sure.
Which just says to me that you really don't give a fuck. I'm even more baffled. I don't even know how much of this conversation I could have, but they're so anti-transgender, which is confusing to me because I've been to the Nicki concert. That's...
I ain't gonna lie to you, sitting and watching black people react to Nicki Minaj coming out basically as a conservative is crazy. Because this is my thing in the black community. We will sit here and praise rappers for talking about murdering people. We will sit here and talk about, praise rappers talking about molesting women, sexually raping women, all of this shit. We will do all of this. We will sit and literally listen to music that degrades our community, that degrades and devalues black families. We will literally sit here and support black men who don't even take care of their kids. We will celebrate a man going to prison and then being released. But we draw the line when somebody comes out and says they're a conservative. We just completely, that's where we draw the line. I'm asking, is that where the line is drawn? But then in the same token, in the same breath, we will praise all these black rappers and all of these black drug dealers in the community. But we draw the line when it comes to politics. I mean, I just don't get it, bro. I mean, maybe it just me. I don't understand it, but hey, y'all have a blessed day.
How else to say this, but Nicki Minaj becoming a darling of the right wing is just evidence that the left has a tendency to alienate normal people. This woman was essentially apolitical. She was legitimately famous, legitimately wealthy, and has more influence than your average politician. She's found herself in a position where she's standing with right-wingers, with conservatives, Republicans, primarily because there is no space for common sense normality on the left. Like, she ended up on that stage because she decided to start talking about a Christian genocide that's happening in Nigeria, and nobody on the left wanted to take her seriously. Only people who would give her the time of day about a legitimate concern that is happening in Africa are the Republicans. She was ridiculed, she was talked down to, and she was told to shut up by left-wingers who were trying to deny that this was even happening in the first place. The craziest thing is these people still haven't figured that out yet. Nicki Minaj isn't a right-winger, she's not a Republican, she's just a normie. Normies are going to continue going to the right until the left figures out how to stop being insane.
Look, it's a complicated situation because it's about growth. If everything is as transparent as it seems, right? If everything is really just her deciding to make a choice of supporting Trump and conservatives, you know, it's just black and white, very simple, then it's all about growth. I remember when I was younger, very Afrocentric, very Afro, you know, very pro-black. Known many people like that as well. But then we start to forget that black people are primarily conservative in most of our values and always has been. And I think that was kind of also the attack on masculinity in the black community to kind of promote this gay scene and this trans scene within the black community to try to make it seem like we as the black people are, you know, flamboyant and gay and thug and gangster and all this stuff like that. And we're not a monolith, right? So it puts us in a position where we trap ourselves. Once upon a time, we couldn't get ahead because of the white man. Now we can't get ahead because of one another. It's crazy to me that we can't even have our own choices and our own thought process. And if we do go the opposite way, then we are not here and allowed to play. We are not here as a card-holding black man no more, or a card-holding sister no more. The community shuns when they, and then in the same breath, they're absolutely right. It was said earlier that, hey, black people are not a monolith, and we try to tell people we're not a monolith and that we're different and unique and individuals and all. But if we dare to get out of that pot, if we dare to move an inch outside of what is quote unquote real, or what a real nigga is, or, you know, what is black, or what is what is black, then now we're no longer black. We're no longer the same thing that we have been the whole time on this earth and face the same situations. We now are some propaganda machine puppet that doesn't deserve common respect because now we play for the white man's team or something, when we could just be people who, you know, don't believe in killing one another anymore. Or we don't believe that, you know, a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy. We don't believe in aborting babies. We might believe that Jesus is Lord. You know, even if we believe in some Muslim beliefs, we might still feel like, hey, you shouldn't murder Christians in Nigeria. We might feel like we're better off together than apart. We might feel like men and women should marry and produce kids if they can and try to build a beautiful future for us in the country, in the world, in the family. We might feel like the things that we pushed before in our prior lives or earlier in our lives have no longer define our purpose, our views, and our direction. And when that happens, I think we should be able to be allowed to do so and not criticize like, well, if you're doing it, it must be because the money. Nigga, there's money on both sides of the aisles. There's money being swapped on both sides of the lane. It could just really be a simple fundamental thing in belief. And the fact that they keep trying to take these fundamental traditional beliefs that's in the black community primarily, that has been a definition. I mean, church, God, religion, spirituality, family. You know, even though we've had issues with the black man being able to be in the home and all that type of shit like that, but still, there has been some very traditional belief systems that we've had since slavery, even. And now they want to make it seem like it's crazy for us to have these beliefs. It's wild for us to have these beliefs. How dare us have these beliefs? And you know, killing black people is you know, normal. Hey, as long as it ain't no cop, who gives a fuck? You know, it's really like that. Where's BLM? Oh, they're getting indicted actually for trying to rob us for supporting them, who supposedly were supporting us, but they were never really supporting us, right? These lesbians stealing our money, they're in trouble. But still, even when they were free or when they weren't in trouble, where were they when babies were getting shot, brothers were getting killed? But they weren't getting killed by the white police officers. They were getting killed by these other brothers down the street, around the corner from them. Why is that not an issue? Where is it that our views have been so distorted that now we can't even be honest about the things that we see and face in our own communities? There's so many ways that we can look at this situation, man, and I can go on and on and on, and I'll have to make several different videos just to really get it all out. But the truth of the matter is, I think she's being falsely crucified. No pun intended on the Christianity thing at all, but I think she's being falsely crucified for simply just making a choice in her life and representing the values that she feels. And I know it's even more hurtful because shit, her fan base was strongly gay for a long time, and LGBTQ whatever. But shit can change. Shit can change.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now, listen.
I'm a little biased, I can admit that, but I think we should leave room for grace and growth within the spirit and the mind. Because it even kind of reflects in this new movement of fuck the streets, where people are saying fuck the streets, and you can kind of see where they're having a growth in their mind. Some people are doing it out of clout. Some people are doing it out of genuine growth in their mind. Because if you've been in the streets, why would you want to be stuck in the streets? But there's some people that are actually demons, though. And as you expel demons, they try to cling on more. So the people that are kind of rebuttaling back, like, no, fuck you for saying fuck the streets, it seems like they are the actual demons, and they'll tell you, yeah, demon time, nigga, I'm on demon time, I'm demon, and all this type of shit like that. But the mentality is so fucked up that you would almost believe that they are. You would almost think that they have to be some kind of demon to be like, nah, nigga, you trying to get out the streets, but we want people to stay glorifying and staying in the streets. And if you ask anybody who's in the streets, what's in the streets, they'll tell you it's pimping, there's hoeing, there's selling drugs, there's murder, death, and stealing and killing and robbing and all those types of things in a cycle. Different names, but the same game. And how can you be a person of growth or of any substance if you don't even leave room to grow, to change, to adapt, to see things different? You're just going to be a product of your environment for the rest of your life. That's how we're going to sell this shit. But then you go out your way to try to tell little kids they could be different, but you tell the adults who are trying to change as well that no, nigga, you part of this, stay in this. It's insanity at its very fundamental core, doing the same thing, expecting a different result.